All right, we're here at Region 2. We're finishing up the blood rounds. Win, you go to states. Lose, you got to wrestle for 5th and hope for the best. We got one match to go before we start our 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th place matches. I'm Chance Griffith with Home Team Sports, joined by always Jack Gileppies.
Glad to be here, Chance. We did this last year at Spring Mills High School, and looking forward to doing it again. And tell us a little bit about yourself, because you are the expert. You're pretty accomplished, former wrestling coach, and now wrestling dad. Yeah. Not to mention you were pretty accomplished in high school as yourself.
Yep, thank you, Jack. Definitely a better coach and commentator than wrestler, but I was all right. Now we're here. I coached at Washington for 14 years. I got to coach my way through the Region 2 tournament 14 times. We won 5 regional titles. Big teams, Hedgesville, Musselman, Washington, Spring Mills have been at the top for the last couple decades here. And now going into this 3rd and 4th place round, it looks like Washington's pretty much all got it all but locked up here.
Yeah, what happened there is Spring Mills, I was doing some work at Anthony's house, and he says he's just can't ever seem to catch a break when it comes to filling out a lineup 1 through 12.
Yeah, they're down a couple wrestlers this year. They lost a couple state champs from last year that have moved on to college. Trying to fill those lineups with younger guys, trying to get them to stay through the whole year, stay without getting injured. It's tough to do when you don't have a team that has 20-some kids on it. You got a team that's only got 15, 16 kids to fill 14 weight classes. It's tough to get that done. I know they got a couple holes this year. They've had a couple injuries. Washington came out. They've only got one hole at 215. Washington did have a couple big upsets on kids they lost to last week. Came out and got some wins. A lot of bonus points, a lot of pins and tech falls out there. Spring Mills has been a couple matches they expected to win. They've lost. They just lost 2 to qualify for states. So those kids won't be going with them down to Huntington in 2 weeks. So that really hurts the team score there. Now we got a fall over here on mat 1. Looks like it's getting ready to happen. See if he can punch his ticket to states.
And it's done.
He got it done. Yeah, Barrett of Hedgesville, very big kid at 215. He'll be heading down to Huntington with the team here in a couple weeks. And these kids that lose this round, it seems like state final or state tournaments, dreams over, but you finish 5th place at regionals, you can still qualify for states if somebody gets injured in your region, or if another region doesn't have 4 kids, you can still get in there.
What happens if a kid shows up at states and doesn't make weight? Does that give the 5th place kid an option, or is that just he's out of luck?
No, if they're there, if any of the 5th place finishers from regionals are at the state tournament and somebody doesn't make weight in their weight class and they can make weight, they will be put into the tournament on the spot. You'll go in as a 4th place finisher, and you'll be in there wrestling in Huntington.
All right, well, we got a quick break here, maybe, and hopefully we got some new viewers and some people interested in the sport, maybe bringing their kids aboard. You want to give a quick overview of how the sport works, the positions you start from, and how the scoring system works?
Yeah, every match you'll start on your feet, called neutral, and then wrestle for 2 minutes there. If you get a takedown, it's worth 2 points. Put them to their back. Be 2 or 3 points, depending on how long you hold them there. 2 to 4 seconds gives you 2. 5 gives you 3. And then after that, ref's going to flip. You got a choice of going top, bottom, neutral, or deferring to the 3rd period, just like you would at the beginning of an NFL game. You want to defer your choice. And then they're going to make their choice. And it's all kind of a mind game to see where you're best at, depending on when the score gives you that decision on what you want to do. If you want to go on your feet, you want to go back down on the mat, where you're best at, where you think they're weakest at. And now we got a little bit of time, and then we'll be starting those 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th place matches here shortly. And then we'll roll right into the finals. That'll be on one mat, and that'll be where our big matches are at. We got a decent amount of kids here in Region 2 who are ranked top 10 in the state. We got a couple number 1s that you'll see in action here in a little bit, and we'll get going.
Yeah, I've seen on WV Mat there's been a little bit of a discussion back and forth about trying to adapt certain college rules, like starting the first period at 3 minutes as opposed to 2. What's your take on that? I'd like to keep it at 2 at the high school level myself.
Yeah, high school level definitely needs to stay at 2. They moved in college to that 3-point takedown. You got 4 points for back points now. They're hitting stalling a lot more. So it's definitely better having that more action. You definitely want to call stalls a little bit faster. You get more action out there. And then on high school, I mean, you got to keep it at 2-2-2. Losers bracket matches are always 1-2-2. But getting into those 3, I don't know, it's too long of a first period when you're taking 14 and 15-year-old kids. I mean, your seniors at 17 and 18, they should be ready for it. But, yeah, 3-minute match, and you're adding an extra minute to every single match that goes the whole time. It makes for a lot longer days.
And I also think if you get a kid who can dominate another kid, you're losing a lot of mat time, which is vital to experience. If one kid can just constantly have 3 minutes to take you down and take you down and take you down, as opposed to actually rolling around on the mat a little bit, I think it could be a little detrimental and frustrating to newer kids.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you get some of these times. I mean, you see such a huge difference in skill level when you get to high school. Some of these kids didn't see a mat for the first time since November. Or until November. Some of these kids have been on a mat pretty much non-stop since they were 4 years old. So you can definitely tell the levels there. But Region 2, we kind of get overlooked when you look across the state up against the other regions, especially Region 1. But our top kids in Region 2 are right there with the top kids in the rest of the state. We got a handful of kids here who are going to win state titles in 2 weeks. Go down there and dominate some matches where nobody really sees them, because most of the better Region 2 teams over here, they don't travel as far west as you got to go to wrestle your Parkersburgs and Wheeling Park. So they stay in the Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland area and wrestle a lot of matches over here.
Yeah, I printed out this year's state rankings as of last Friday, the most updated rankings, and it seems that the EPAC plus Hampshire is not as stacked as it was last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, we lost, a couple seniors in there. Spring Mills lost two state champion seniors from their squad. So that does, it's impossible to fill those positions when you have 2 kids leaving. You're not going to get 2 8th graders come right in to take the spot of your senior state champions. So it's always a rebuild. Spring Mills is on a rebuild right now. They got some good young guys. They got a really good senior in Jacob Perry. Another number 1 ranked kid on their team is only a sophomore in Dallas Owens. So you will have teams where they'll be really high and then take a couple years down, and you'll build it back up. But a down year for Spring Mills, finishing regional runner-up, top 10 at states, that's most teams' dream year. So their down years is down for them, but not down for most. So, if any other team's got 2 potential state champions on their team and going to finish top 10 at states, I don't think they're going to take it as a down year.
Yeah, that's like you said, it's a tough hole to fill when you're basically walking into every match winning 12-0 when you had those 2 kids last year.
Yep.
And now they're missing a 120 and 126 essentially, so now they're down 0-12. So that's a 24-point swing, just from one season to another.
Yeah. Now, so it makes a big difference, and you got your other teams. Jefferson's pretty young. Musselman's rebuilding. DeBerry only in his second year as the head coach after Dennis Burlingame was there for years. Bubby's been at Hedgesville since 1984, 85, I think. So Bubby's always going to do his thing. He runs a tough program. He keeps a lot of kids on his team. He very rarely ever has any forfeits in the lineup. But you have now with kids transferring and stuff, people will go. Yeah, people are heading to different schools, making that transfer when they don't really get the success that they want, or they want different style of coaching, want to be on teams with different practice partners, things like that. So you'll see a lot more jumping around these days than you used to.
Yeah, what surprised me when I pulled up the rankings is Martinsburg is tied with Spring Mills with 7 ranked kids as of now, and are they a program up on the rise, in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely. Martinsburg, over the last couple years, they're starting to get those real strong athletic football players to come in and not just concentrate on the weight room. They're concentrating on weight room and wrestling. There's nothing better. If you want to play football in college, you want to play high-level football in high school, wrestling is the absolute best base for playing football. You give me a kid that's wrestled from the time they were 4 to 14 years old, and then I'll gladly put them on a football team versus a kid who's only played football from 4 to 14. And you're going to have your studs out there, but if you mix in wrestling as well with being that, and I think obviously you look at Martinsburg's football team is they're pretty decent over the years, and then now getting some of those kids to come and actually wrestle some of those heavier weights. I mean, that the top 3 at heavyweight here could have went anywhere. The top 4 of those kids, any of those 4 could be in the finals right now. I think they've all beat each other out there. So, I mean, you got Spring Mills and Washington will meet in the finals. Kid from Musselman was ranked number 4 in the state. He got beat by Kojo from Washington in the semis, who was unranked. Those 4 have definitely had some battles this year with Spring Mills and Washington and Martinsburg and Musselman.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more when it comes to football players. Unless you have a kid like Tyson Bagent, who's a crazy quarterback, or a Randy Moss type receiver, almost every other kid should wrestle.
Yeah, he definitely didn't need to be on a wrestling mat. He was when he was little, but he definitely didn't need to be on a wrestling mat at all. He had way too much at stake, and I think him just playing football once he got there worked out a lot better for him.
Yeah, being a pro quarterback's not a bad gig, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some definitely got himself to the league and has toured up at Shepherd and toured up at Martinsburg, and see what he can do once he finally gets that starting spot where it's not waiting for somebody to come off the injured reserve.
Yeah, but parents, you all are spending a lot of money putting your kids through training year-round.
Yep.
If you want free training and they're a football player, have them wrestle. It's completely free. It's going to help their strength, their balance, their confidence. It's going to do wonders for them, regardless of the position they play.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a sport. We're getting ready to roll right now into our 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th place matches. See how this team scores go up. As of right now, our team scores are sitting at here. Washington High School's in the lead. Washington High School sitting at 203. Martinsburg 166. They jumped Spring Mills. Spring Mills 155. 4th Musselman 118 and 5th Hedgesville 110, followed up by Jefferson and Hampshire. As of now, looking at it, going into these rounds, it would take an awful lot for Washington to get caught. I know Martinsburg, that would be a big jump for them to come in and take out Spring Mills and finish runner-ups in the region heading into states here in a couple weeks.
That would definitely be some bragging rights in the hallway at Martinsburg come Monday.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I know Spring Mills, they had a couple losses they definitely weren't expecting coming into this. I was talking with Coach Anthony Rigabudo earlier this week, and he knew it was going to come down to bonus points between him and Washington. Figured it out, and unfortunately, at 126 from Martinsburg, that kind of definitely helped out Washington in the finals, but one of their state-ranked wrestlers in Earhart broke his hand this past week and unfortunately had to sit out of regionals. So that's a really tough kid. That's a big hit to Martinsburg. They're still wrestling tough. Lost a bunch of points with him, but they seem to be making it work even without him, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was ranked 10th in the state as of last week, and the injury is just not sustainable to be able to continue.
No, I saw him here. His hand's all wrapped up. He'll probably be casted this week. Broken hand the week of regionals is definitely not ideal. A couple weeks ago, he might have been able to cut that cast off, tape it up, and go. But, going here, it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Gotcha.
Yep, but that definitely hurt Spring Mills, giving Washington a win in the finals potentially with one of the Todd twins making the finals for the first time. That would have been a tough match for him. Now he's got a kid that he's beat a couple times this year in the finals. Spring Mills definitely didn't come here and perform the way that they wanted to, but I know their ultimate goal is finish high at states, get their top kids on the top of the podium down in Huntington. So they'll be ready over the next couple weeks. They'll put these matches behind them and work even harder for the next 2 weeks.
What's the best they finished at states? Was it third or second?
Second.
Second?
A couple years ago, they finished runner-up. Coach Rigabudo was state coach of the year. They've been down, wrestled tough at the state duels every year for the past few years. This year, a couple forfeits. They lost a tied match to Ripley. They lost on criteria, dropping down. They end up finishing 7th ahead of Musselman for the state duel tournament. So they didn't have the success they wanted down there, but they kind of knew having a couple forfeits, that makes it tough to go into that. So.
Yeah, it's hard to give up points.
Yep.
Is that the highest any Eastern Panhandle schools ever finished in state, second?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. The state titles have always came out of Wood County or Parkersburg and Parkersburg South, and then Ohio County with Wheeling Park. And then this year University is looking to take their first state title. Here we go. Third and fourth place matches get going.
Who do we got going here on mat 1 then?
106 over here. We got Martinsburg versus Hedgesville. Third and fourth place match. Hussein Olawi versus Garrett Zollinger from Hedgesville. Both of these kids have already qualified for states, but they're just looking to get down to the state tournament. If you finish third, it's regionals. You got to wrestle somebody that got second in their region first. If you finish fourth, you got to wrestle somebody that won. So it's big wins here. It's the difference between facing a runner-up and a regional champion in your first match down at Huntington.
Do you ever see any chance of the pill system changing to just overall rankings, or you think they're just going to roll with it?
I think they're going to keep the pill going. They have made some changes where they had, now if you're the number 1 and number 2, and what's called the pill is just a random drawing where it sets the seeds. You'll have 2 region champs on each side, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths on each side for 8-man aside, 16-man brackets. But now they started doing, if you have the number 1 and number 2 ranked kids in the state, they separate them. So one takes the place of the 4th best regional champion. They'll flip-flop places, and now he goes to the other side of the bracket. So it does give you a better chance of the state finals being your actual 1 and 2, because there's too many times on Friday night in the semis you've seen the definitive number 1 and number 2 ranked kids in the state wrestle essentially the state finals on a Friday night, and then the state finals on Saturday night in that great of a match. So.
Yeah, and just looking at the brackets a little bit earlier, we've got 30 kids here today who have advanced to states without even wrestling a match due to the lack of numbers. How do you think that can be reversed? Do you think we need to go to a one true state champion of all divisions and put all these kids together, or is there a right or wrong answer?
I think there's no right or wrong answer on there, because once you get through, I mean, for a state like West Virginia, yeah, it's awesome for some of these kids to make it to states for the first time. But being in West Virginia, your goal, if you're a wrestler, your goal is to place in states. Your goal is to win states. Just qualifying really isn't that big of a deal to most of these kids that are in the finals tonight. They knew they were going to qualify. They knew they're heading down to Huntington to win some matches and hopefully place in states or win states. If you get into that full all divisions together, you're looking at having to run a 2-3 day tournament just on numbers. Some of those AA schools or AA regions will have 20-some schools in there, but some of those teams might only have 4 kids on a team. So it looks like it's a lot, but it's not. So there's benefits and downsides to both sides of it. But yeah, getting these here with having 3. I know 120's only got 3 kids in the weight class. Martinsburg had an injury there as well. I know Hampshire had another injury. A couple kids not make weight today. So I mean, getting in there with these 4-man weight classes and 3-man weight classes, I mean, that definitely kind of puts a hurting on Region 2 looks wise. But it's across the state. People moving out. Numbers aren't as big as they used to be, but the wrestling quality, when you look at the top, definitely has not dropped off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of 120, you got the kid from Washington, Plinsky. What's his record this season?
Kai, I believe, on the season is 44-2, I think. 43-2, somewhere around there. Took a couple losses, one to nationally ranked kid from Wyoming Seminary at Penn Manor, and another one in the finals at Trojan Wars, super tough tournament up in Pennsylvania. So he's coming in off of his freshman year. He wrestled 120 last year, was state champ at 120 last year, and then coming back again at 120 this year, looking to repeat. He was Washington's first state champ, freshman state champ ever. Has a chance to win it 4 times. The first one they always say is the easiest one. Those 2, 3, and 4 are the tough ones. You got to, because anything less than winning it for a kid that's won a state title is a down year.
Yeah. Cam was a back-to-back winner. Your little brother, correct?
Yep. He won it his junior and senior year. Got 5th his freshman and sophomore year. Then he won it his junior and senior year. He's wrestling in college right now in his 6th year at Clarion. He's got his last regular season match of the day, or today. Last regular season match of the year is today, senior day. Then he'll head over to the MAC tournament and try and qualify for NCAAs in 2 weeks.
Awesome. He did have an undefeated year as well in high school, correct?
His junior year, yeah, I believe he was 50-0. Senior year, he lost 2 matches at one tournament at the Trojan Wars in Chambersburg. Took 4th there and won out the rest of his matches.
Who did he lose the state wrestling award, the Kennedy Award, to that year when he was undefeated?
He lost his junior and senior year when he was one of the finalists for it. He lost both of them to Josh Humphreys.
Yeah.
But that's a good one to lose it to if you're going to. Josh Humphreys, four-time state champion, ended up being a D1 All-American last year. So.
Yeah, that's no slouch for sure.
Nah. They never got to wrestle. It would have been a great match to see. Always a couple weight classes apart. But
is Humphreys done at Lehigh, or does he have one more year?
He's done. Those Ivy League schools didn't get those, or certain of those schools didn't get their didn't get that COVID year like everybody else.
Gotcha.
All right, right now, mat 1, we got a 4-4 match, 3rd and 4th place match. We're in the 2nd period. Zollinger trying to hold on. Like I said, these kids have already qualified for states, but you want to win this match, give you on paper, a little bit easier match when you get down to state tournament, but having to wrestle a runner-up or a finalist right off the bat is pretty tough. But we definitely see 4th place kids come out and beat regional champs every year on that Thursday night. First round in states, it happens all the time. Unfortunately, as a coach, we've had it happen to 3 or 4 of our regional champions went down and got beaten in their first match. Losing that first match down at states, you got to win. I believe it's 4 in a row after a loss to be able to place. But if you keep winning on the winner's side, you got to win 2 in a row. And that puts you in the semis. You're guaranteed top 6.
Right. You get in that loser's bracket early, you dug yourself a real big hole.
Yep, but when you're a tough wrestler and you're expected to lose, and you lose to a kid that's ranked above you and real tough, it doesn't really hurt as much, like to the pride, as much as losing a close match will. So you'll see a lot of these kids that will lose a match that they essentially knew they were going to lose, and they'll drop down and they'll wrestle a kid who just got upset, that was ranked 2nd or 3rd in the state and got beat by somebody they shouldn't have. And that kid who expected to lose, kind of assumed he was going to lose, that kid comes out a lot more ready in the loser's bracket than that tough kid who got upset. So you'll see a lot of kids that are top 2 or 3 in the state get upset. They drop down that loser's bracket and lose their very next match. It's tough when you're expected to win or expect to be in the finals and you lose, it's tough to come back the next day.
Well,
there's wrestle the same way.
There's definitely a huge mental aspect of the sport, like you said. If you're upset when you're counting on winning, it's hard to get motivated immediately to turn it around.
Oh, yeah. When you're walking into those doors with state champ being the only possible outcome that you're going to be happy with, and you lose a match before the state finals, it is very tough to come back.
We got a pin here.
Martinsburg picks up the fall. That's big for Martinsburg to extend their lead on Spring Hills, giving them those bonus points. Fall gets you an extra 2 points on top of the points you've already scored. So that's big for Martinsburg to keep their lead on Spring Mills right now.
So is that a 6+2?
Well, 6 will only be if it's in a duel.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
It's +2 on top of your advancement points. So he would have got 0 points if he won by regular decision, because he's already gotten those points locked up. So that right there gives him his bonus points. He already had his placement points.
All right, could you explain the difference between duels and tournaments as far as scoring real quickly?
No, I cannot. It is, yeah. With duels is pretty easy. It's your head-to-head, 14 matches. A pin gets you 6 points. A tech fall, which is winning by 15 or more, gets you 5. A major, which is winning by 8 to 14, gets you 4. And a regular decision, 7 or less, gets you 3. And all the points just get added up. But in tournaments, each round is worth a certain amount of points. So when you win in the first round, you might only get 4 for advancement plus whatever your bonus points were, which kind of hurts with none of the 1 seeds got to wrestle in the first round. So none of the 1 seeds wrestled, so they only got advancement, no bonus points. But everybody stayed the same since all teams had semi-even amount of one seeds. And then each round that you win is worth more points. So you'll get your bonus points for fall, tech fall, major, and regular decision added on top of your advancement points. So it's a little bit more difficult to understand when you're looking at tournaments how much they're worth. But pins are worth 2 extra. So we got a match going on now between Spring Mills and Hampshire. Spring Mills definitely wants to pick up bonus points in this match. With Wyatt Zimmerman, he's only a freshman, 20-12, versus Justin Steinmetz. He's a senior at 13-6. 2-0 Justice right now. Like I said, both these kids have already qualified. Reversal there by Steinmetz, putting Zimmerman down 4-0. And over on mat 2, you got Ian Gallegos versus Dominic Arana. Ian only a sophomore from Washington, 19-31 on the year. He's actually in a rematch with his first loss of the day. Kind of hurt him. He lost a real close match by 1 or 2 points in the first round. And that kind of gave him a very difficult road to qualify for states, and unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to qualify. He's up 5-2 now over Dominic. So just on this part, just on the pride part, you want to beat the kid who beat you earlier in the tournament. You want to get yourself into that 5th place position just in case something does happen and you're able to sneak yourself into regional. Somebody gets hurt in one of the other 3 regions.
Is 50 matches about the norm these days, between 40 and 50 in high school, compared to when you wrestled? When I wrestled, we only had dual matches. I don't even recall tournaments until you got to a Christmas tournament, regions, and states.
It's been that way for a lot of years. I mean, I wrestled 50-some matches a year, 40 to 50, 54, I think, as a sophomore. So, I mean, you still will. Now that they got a lot more of these, like, 10, 11-team dual tournaments where you'll wrestle 10 matches a weekend, 5 on a Friday, 5 on a Saturday, you will see a lot of pretty big records. Hedgesville wrestles a lot of those types of tournaments, and they'll have kids coming in with, I mean, right now you got Dominic Arana. This is his 61st match of the year.
Wow.
So he's sitting at 37-23 right now. So you will have a lot of matches in those, but Hedgesville does wrestle 10 matches to start the year at their Hedgesville duels. They'll wrestle at the Viking Smash, get another one, and they'll wrestle 3 or 4 weekends where they have 10 matches each weekend. So you're looking at 40 matches just in 4 weekends of a season.
Does Coach Cody still have the same philosophy as when you were coaching with him at Washington, is try to get away from the local competition as much as possible?
Absolutely. When you see these, you don't want to wrestle the same kids every single week. You get the wrestling gets stale. You might end up losing to a kid you've beat 5 times in a season. You will have seeing the same things, and I know that Washington Spring Mills will travel outside of the area pretty much 90% of the season. They're going to be away from this area, trying to wrestle a lot tougher competition, heading into Virginia and Pennsylvania almost weekly. So, and then you got some of the other teams stay local. If you got your budget set up, you can make your way up to those other places. You got a pretty good boosters program. You can make yourself get a lot more tough competition by traveling outside of the area. All right, still on mat 1 over there. We still got Spring Mills still wrestling with Hampshire over there with Wyatt Zimmerman and Justin Steinmetz. Steinmetz still up 4-0 late in the second period here. He got it. I don't know if the ref's going to give him any of those back. He did get a 2 count. Second count might have been a little late. He needs a couple turns if he wants to win this match.
Yeah, he had a pretty good opportunity there. He just couldn't finish it off.
Yep. Stall call there. Gets another stall call. That'll give him 1 point. First stall is just a warning. Second stall gives you a point. Third stall gives you a point. That's the match there. Justin Steinmetz will head to states as a third-place finisher. Wyatt Zimmerman, only a freshman, but he's still qualifying for states in his first year of high school wrestling.
Who in your thought process has the strongest youth program to feed into a high school in the area? Is it the JJWA or Iron Eagles, or is it somebody else at this point?
I would say definitely at this point it would be JJWA. Number-wise alone, they're up at 115, 125 kids. A lot of kids making their way to the middle schools to wrestle now that we have all middle school kids in the county can wrestle. That keeps a lot of kids around before they get to high school. I believe on Washington's team right now, pretty much every single starter but 2 or 3 all wrestled JJWA and Youth League growing up. So that makes a big difference. Iron Eagles was always very, very tough. Obviously, I'm a big pusher of Iron Eagles. I was in the first group with Anthony and them when it started with Anthony's dad starting Iron Eagles, and then going through with your son and my little brother when they really started to take off. But they never really kept a big team. It was definitely quality over quantity with Iron Eagles. And even still now, they're a smaller team. I've been taking my kid to practice there the last couple weeks so he could get in with Anthony, get a couple different guys as practice partners in his normal ones. Runs a super hard practice. So, the kids that come out of Iron Eagles and make it through to high school definitely come out ready, definitely come out ready to wrestle at a high level. But it's just numbers-wise, there's not as many of them. But if you look at the kids from Spring Mills recently, it's been some super, super tough kids come out of Iron Eagles. But around here we have lots of Northern Virginia programs that we have West Virginia kids wrestling on. JJWA is a great starter program all the way up through the elite level kids. We had 4 different skill level groups that go 5 nights a week. So it definitely makes a big difference with the coaches. Our elite coach for JJWA is actually the assistant coach for Washington High School, Tyler Stigler, who wrestled for Washington, wrestled at Liberty University. Now he's took over my spot when I left, and he also coaches the youth league team as well. So with our younger kids.
Yeah, I fondly remember him tying Demetrius into a knot at the EPAC finals.
Yeah, that's a tough one for a main football player who's mainly played football but also wrestled his whole life to come and have to wrestle a kid like Tyler Stigler who's lifetime wrestling and that's it.
Well, I'll give you a little backhanded compliment because if unfortunately we lost our house when the economy crashed, and Demetrius still to this day says, "Dad, if we had never lost our house, I would have wrestled at Washington all 4 years because I know Cody and Chance would have made it work."
Yep. Now when they were little and we had that young group coming through, we were excited for them to get to high school. There was 4 of them there that were all going to come in within a year of each other, and unfortunately only one continued wrestling that actually came to Washington. That was Cameron, and Demetrius went over to Spring Mills, but it worked out football-wise for him. Got to go tear it up in college football and get some mat time in for a few years before going full football. So.
Yeah, but it's tough when you go to a new school and you only got 5 kids on the team.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely
he got there too soon.
That's what he also said that if Anthony had been there, so
yeah.
He had 2 big what ifs, but it all worked out. We'll take free education, and I think that's what every kid in high school, if sports is their goal, that should be the main goal.
Oh, of course.
Get yourself an education.
Yep. Everhard over here on mat 1. He's wrestling Ross Hicks from Hampshire. These two going for 3rd and 4th here at 132. 0-0 match early on in the first period. And about 30 seconds to go here. Neither one's committed too much to any action yet. Couple flurries, but nothing. Nobody's really gotten into a shot yet. Kind of half temp there from Everhart. You got Everhart's a senior here. Ross Hicks from Hampshire, only a sophomore, so your senior's definitely looking to win this match. Wants to get down and win some matches for his team down at States. You win a couple matches, you don't know what can happen when you're down there. See kids place all the time that no one would ever have expected to place, so get down and one match at a time, win some matches. You might find yourself on the podium. Everhart elects down in the second period.
Are States a 3-day tournament?
3. They'll wrestle one day. They'll wrestle one match, win or lose, on Thursday night. And then you got Friday and Saturday. If you wrestle Saturday, you're guaranteed to place.
Do they pick up a pound each day?
Yep. You'll start with 2, then it'll go 3 Friday, 4 Saturday.
Gotcha.
So trying to maintain that weight cut, very important. You don't want to have to be cutting 4 or 5 pounds the night before each night. Everhart in on a shot on the line, can't finish. Still up 1-0.
I know the rules have drastically changed, but as a coach, what was your philosophy on cutting weight? Depending on the kid's natural physique, or a lot of factors.
Depends on the kid. Depends on where we think they would finish at. If they need to cut to place at States, if they need to cut to make the lineup, if cutting weight gives them a better opportunity to place higher at States. So there's all different types of factors. If the kid's tough and can cut, sometimes they'll cut. If we have a kid who's just really, really struggling at practice, losing matches and isn't that successful, we're never going to have that kid cut, because now you got to add something else. They already get the frustrations of trying to learn how to wrestle and losing matches they feel like they shouldn't have, so then you get them cutting weight and they're still losing matches, and it drives them out of the sport a lot of the times.
Gotcha.
So. Everhart's got to look to circle, get his right elbow on the mat. Got to build back up to his knees if he wants to score. Can't wrestle from your belly. Working a good front quarter there for Hampshire. Defends that takedown with it. If it stays here at 1-0, Ross Hicks is most likely to go down. Be losing 1-0 going into the third. He'll be looking to get an escape, tie this match up. If Hicks doesn't want to get it from stalling, he better circle in here. Larry Steele, our ref in this match, he definitely wants action, so you'll see him hold up a fist for one wrestler or the other. If he thinks they're not doing anything, hit him with the stall call. Ooh. Green chose top in a 2-2 match here.
And we're headed into the third period.
We're in the third period, 2-2 match. Hicks just chose top. Don't think I agree with that call. He wasn't able to ride out Everhart last period. Definitely should have went down this period, if not neutral at worst. So he's never really looking to turn or anything. Now he's giving up a reversal and down 4-2.
That was a textbook switch right there.
Could have started in this position and been tied 2-2, but.
And now he's got a bar in there.
Yep. Everhart's got a deep bar in. He's going to look to turn here. He's going to turn. Now he's going to collect back points. Now he's going to settle in and look for a fall. He'll circle the head, look for a fall here.
If he can walk it around one more time, I think he's got it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go heavy hips on the face and try and pick up some more bonus points for Martinsburg. Picked up this match, went from 2-2 to 7-2 very quickly. A minute to go in the third period. Looks like Keegan Everhart's going to head down to Huntington as a third-place finisher, get himself a regional runner-up in his first match. Yeah, definitely like the way these Martinsburg kids are wrestling. They're wrestling tougher than I've seen any of their teams in the past couple years. More aggressive, going for it, looking a lot. They're definitely doing a lot lot of good work over there at Martinsburg with these kids.
Have they had coaching changes, which
No,
have changed the philosophy or anything?
No, it's the same couple that's been there for a few years now. They've been there. I know Parker's a very tough coach. Wasn't a bad wrestler in his day, but he was a small guy. Still a small guy, but he gets out there and scraps with the kids.
Do they have a pretty good feeder program as well?
They have Martinsburg Mat Club's got a decent amount. Got a decent amount of kids. I don't know who's coaching their group now. They do have some tough kids, so hopefully all these programs continue to build. You get those people that do play football, which obviously Martinsburg's football heavy, get them to continue wrestling if they wrestle before middle school, get them continuing to wrestle all the way through, then wrestle in high school to help out with football.
Absolutely. I mean, my son was a smaller kid, and I attribute all his football success to wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, just it's parents out there, if your kid's a little small and he loves football, get him on the wrestling mat. It'll change his life.
All right,
Who do we got now?
Now we got another matchup here between Hagen Windsor from Usman and Devon Bell from Martinsburg. So this is another one that Martinsburg's looking to win. You got a junior from Usman at 33 and 13 and Hagen Windsor. And then Devin Bell is a sophomore. He's only coming in at 6 and 10, probably a first-year wrestler. But he plays. He's making it to states. Windsor in quick with the cradle, gets himself 2. Right back to his far side cradle. If he's looking to end this one early.
He's done.
Yeah, that's going to be the match. Hagen Windsor, your third place finisher at 138. A quick workout there, a little over a minute. And both of these guys will be down at the state tournament here in a couple weeks.
Did they always give a week break in between regions and states, or is that something fairly new?
That started in the dreaded herpes states of 2017. The next year is when they started the 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So back in 2017, we had a herpes glottotorum, just a skin infection you get from wrestling, broke out, and it took out a lot of kids, an entire region. We had to end up holding back 3 weight classes, didn't even wrestle at the state tournament, had to wait an extra week to wrestle and have a three weight class state tournament a week later. Then after that, they started going to 2 weeks just to be safe.
Just to clear up ringworm, etc.
Yeah, I actually like it a lot better. It's tough to keep the kids' mindset, and I mean they're all anxious to go. It used to be we finished up on regionals. You had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We were leaving Wednesday, and then now you got a full week and a half before you head down to the state tournament on 2 Wednesdays later. But I like it better. Make sure nobody's injured or any injuries to heal up. So
with the 2 weeks, obviously only a handful of kids are going to qualify from each team. Did you like to keep the other kids who didn't qualify practicing to try to keep a full room?
Yep. Yeah, we wanted everybody. There was some that played a spring sport, but we wanted everybody to continue coming to practice because even if you're not, you're still helping your practice partner. You might have a kid who didn't qualify and his main practice partner didn't qualify, but he did qualify. So we want to keep practice room the same, keep those kids coming in and even more ready for next year.
Who do we got on Mat 1 right now currently?
Mat 1, we got Gabe Valerio from Hedgesville. He's a senior at 42 and 17 versus Gage Zimmerman, junior from Spring Mills at 8 and 13. But this is a 2-2 match right now. You got a 42 and 17 and 8 and 13. Usually on paper it looks like a blowout, but like we went back to the Spring Mills, the schedule that they wrestle. You're a younger kid. That's a very, very tough schedule to wrestle. You're probably losing 2 matches a weekend, maybe only getting 1 win, depending on what tournament you're in. So, I mean, a lot of those records won't be as good as some of the other ones where the competition they're seeing throughout the season isn't as tough. Right now we're knotted up 2-2, second period, Valerio on bottom.
Is Trojan Moores about the toughest tri-state tournament there is out there in high school for this region?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a very, very tough tournament. And here we'll do this a couple times, but our sponsors who made today possible. We got Trophies Plus Custom Apparel. You can contact them for your awards, engraving, embroidery, and other custom promotional needs. They're at 1411 New York Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia. We also have Everhart Counseling Associates. They're at 55 Meridian Parkway, Suite 107, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Call them at 304-671-4875. And the Krishiznik Group. If you're buying or selling in West Virginia, Maryland, or Virginia, Chris Krishiznik has over 20 years' experience to help advise and guide you through a very challenging process. Call Chris for all your real estate needs. And then Chris also wanted to put out there with some best of luck to everybody in Region 2. Leave it all on the mat here and at States.
He has a son who's a pretty good wrestler, correct?
Yeah, Chris Krishiznik he's got 2 boys. He's got 9 kids, but 2 of his kids are around my oldest kid's age. They're good practice partners. Really good wrestler. His older son wrestled here. Was a regional champ last year. Unfortunately, didn't place in States, but pretty tough kid. And then his daughter in middle school is a 3-time middle school girls state champ. And then his sophomore daughter goes to Washington High School. She's currently ranked number 1 in the state at 126 for girls. And there you got Valerio picks up the fall. He's heading down to States as a 3rd place finisher. All right, now we got Tyler Osuch from Washington at 12-23. He's a sophomore against John Roby, sophomore from Jefferson. We got a county matchup here for 3rd and 4th place. Region 2 championships.
Has Spring Mills been a 3-time regional winner in a row?
I know they won it 2 before. Musselman or Martinsburg might have actually won it in one of those years.
Seems to me it's going to be pretty hard to overtake Washington.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep, Spring Mills won it 3 years in a row. Going back 2020 was Musselman. So went Washington, Martinsburg, Musselman, and Spring Mills 3 years in a row. Looks like Washington's got themselves back on the winning track to win Region 2 if everything plays out the way that it looks like it will. Got a pretty tough match going over here on mat 2 for a 5th and 6th place match. Got a takedown from Hampshire right there. That is an 8-8 match in the 3rd period. He's got to ride him out to win there.
I thought he waited a little too long to cut him loose.
He did. Calling it out of bounds there. Definitely no takedown. And Hampshire's going to win that match. Landon Cross picks up the win 10-9. Back over here to mat 1. You got Tyler Osuch still knotted up 0-0 with John Roby. He goes up 1-0. This is definitely a must-win for Washington to extend their lead. Big takedown by Roby. Feet to back, collecting back points.
Uh-oh.
Takes it deep. Looking for a fall here.
If he can squeeze it in, he's got him.
So he's got that shoulder over. He's off. Well, that's going to put him up 5-1 here. Big points for Roby. Take a 5-1 lead. With only a minute to go here in the second period. If you're Osage, you definitely want to get to a takedown here before the period ends. Pull within 1 point, make it 5-4. I believe Roby's got choice in the third. If you're Osage, you definitely want to be under that arm, not over top of it. He scores. Got a deep half in, looking to score to end the period. Definitely don't want to give up any points here if you're Osage. Roby's going to have the lead, 5-4. He chooses neutral. I got it. We got 5-4 here, Roby. Full third period of wrestling to go. Osage wants to duck his head behind that arm to look to score. Got to block it off if you want to score. He does, 6-5 Osage.
Pretty much the same move as the previous period, other side.
Just went the opposite side, yeah.
Exactly.
Now he needs a ride out here to win. Or if Roby gets to his feet, it'll be tied up. And we got a tie match, 6-6 here. It's going to come down a little over a minute to go. Third place match at 150. Osage once again back to his front headlocks. He's gonna look to snap down here, circle behind again.
Third time might be a charm.
We got blood time. Now we got blood time on Osage. It is a 6-6 match here.
Wrestling mat number 2, Ritchie, Hampshire, Marshall, Martinsburg. Now wrestling mat number 2. On deck mat 2, Taylor, Hedgesville, Goodwater, Hampshire. On deck mat 2.
6-6. So we got 6-6 match 1. Got blood time right now. That means he'll have 5 minutes to get cleaned up. No points given, no warnings, anything else. But if you're bleeding, you got 5 minutes to get it cleaned up. Get right back out there. You stay in the same position. Now we're back at it. Osage once again looking to get into that same front headlock where he scored his last 2 takedowns from. What Roby wants to do is control Osage's elbows. Definitely don't want to keep reaching. We got a short time here, 6-6. Oof. Out of bounds.
That was a quick one.
Yep. That one, both wrestlers still had one leg in apiece. Thought Hayslip should have let that keep going, but referee's discretion on when they're out of bounds.
They're much more lenient in college.
Oh, yeah. College, as long as you have anything in bounds.
And you can score back points as well, right?
Yep.
You can't in high school.
Now, you can still score back points out of the circle.
You can?
You got to have 2 knees in bounds.
Gotcha.
Yep. So Osage just got hit for stalling up, and he scores.
Same move.
Same move, he just hit for the third time. It looks like seal up the victory, and he catches it. 4 seconds left to go in the period. Tyler Osage, first year on varsity, qualifies for state tournament.
6 points off of 1 move. Not bad.
But you got John Roby, also a state qualifier. coming in about halfway through our third and fourth place matches here. They'll break it down, move it down to one mat. We'll be on the finals, just one mat here at the conclusion of 285. Probably be about a 10-15 minute break. We'll get ready for the finals. Right now we got Nick Atkins, 9-23 from Washington. He's a sophomore. Versus Owen Rupenthal, senior from Musselman at 24-26. Or senior from Martinsburg. My apologies. Both these kids picked up big wins to get themselves into this match, qualify for states. Talk about Nick and then previous wrestler, both young wrestlers for Washington. Same as Rubenthal. We got a senior here. He's wrestled some matches before. He's been at the state tournament before. He definitely doesn't want to go in as a fourth place finisher, so you can see both these kids let it all out. Green defers, red chooses down in the second period. Now we got a 0-0 first period. So Nick's got to keep his head up if he wants to get off bottom. And we need Owen. He needs to keep riding tough with that tight waist there. 1.5, looking to get a turn here. Good movement from Nick Atkins. We got 1-0 here. 1-0 Washington over Martinsburg at the moment. Minute and a half to go here in the second period of this third place match at 1:57. And both guys still feeling each other out. Not a lot of action from their feet in the first period. Not a lot of action from their feet here in the second after Atkins' escape. Both guys kind of just hanging on the head. If you're a coach here, you're telling your kid to keep their feet moving. You want to get into a shot. You want good heavy snap downs. You want to be aggressive in the ties, but not too aggressive where we're giving up a takedown at the end of the period.
Would you recommend pushing him away and going for a shot or staying in the tie-up if nothing's happening?
All depends on what type of kid you got.
Gotcha.
If he can shoot from space and he's good from space, you don't want to be in tie-ups. If you're a guy who 90% of your offense is out of a tie-up, you want them into their ties. Now you're getting hit for stalling, for backing out of bounds. Refs want to see more action. You got to come forward. You got to wrestle. You can't back out of bounds. They'll hit you for stalling. 2 of those a match. You're giving up a point. There we see Rubenthal. He's staying on the inside. He's controlling the tie, so it looks like they're in the same spot. He's on the elbow. He's coming inside. He's fighting inside. He's in a better position to score over Atkins from Washington. When you're on the outside, you got to shoot through their arms to try and score. Not going to happen.
1-0, correct?
1-0. Third period. Rubenthal goes down. So if Rubenthal wants to get off bottom, he's got to get his head off the mat. Can't wrestle to score with your head on the mat. Now he's starting to build up. Just build up. Atkins going for a cradle here. So he's going to end up giving up one. He's still in control, having that front headlock. Hasn't given up a point yet. Yeah, now he's giving up one. 1-1, third period.
How much time we got? About a minute?
Probably about a minute and a half.
All right.
Got to block that arm when you want to circle. Oh, he puts him to his back, and that is 2. If he can keep that arm, he's going to start getting back points. There he goes.
Yep.
He picked up all of them. It's a big 5-point move in a 1-1 match. Now he's looking for a fall. This is big for team points for both teams. Short time on the clock here. You just want to not do anything silly. Stay on top.
Yeah,
not giving the other guy a chance to score. You don't want there to be a stoppage in the match. Big 5-point move to put Nick up 6-1.
Yeah, just tight waist and ride him out at this point.
About 15 seconds to go. Looks like Washington's going to have themselves another third-place finisher. When you're in a tight team race, you definitely want to win those matches when you get any chance to get a head-to-head matchup. Washington pulls off the win over Martinsburg.
I don't believe I've seen Washington lose in this round.
Don't think so. They won a 5th-place match. They've won 2 third-place matches. They did put 106 to 132 into the finals. So you won't see them too much this round. Same as Spring Mills. They put a lot of kids in the finals.
On deck, mat 1, Dunham. Musselman, Cyrus Grove, Hedgesville. On deck, mat number 1.
Here we got a matchup between Dunham and Grove. Well, that one's on deck. We got Joseph Watts, freshman, 22 and 20 from Jefferson, versus Braden Henderson, a senior, 32 and 17 from Musselman. We got the senior versus the freshman here. Freshman tries a big throw. No points yet. Big lift. Joseph Watts, a freshman, is definitely not coming out scared to be wrestling a senior or anything. He's coming out letting it go. And that's what you want to see out of these young guys. Come out, wrestle hard no matter who you're wrestling. Doesn't matter if you're up against another freshman or a senior, come out and wrestle tough.
Is he a JJWA kid or is he a self-made kid?
I've never heard of this kid before until a couple weeks ago in the match out at Washington. So
nice.
Yeah, he's coming in tough. Good build for a freshman, wrestling 165, fills it out. He's going to defer. Henderson going on bottom, 0-0 first period. Seen a lot of tough matches here for third and fourth, a lot of 0-0 first, especially these upper weight classes. But loser's bracket in high school, it's only a 1-minute first period, so 1 minute, short amount of time to get some action going. So, and then second and third period are 2 minutes. Got a 1-1 or 1-0 match over here with Braden Henderson in the lead. Second period. Not a lot of tie-ups. Looks like both guys want to throw. Or not a lot of shots. Nothing but tie-ups. Both guys have been looking to throw this entire match.
Seems the heavier you get, the more you throw, right?
Yeah, these kids get stronger. They're looking for bigger moves. Don't like being underneath of a bigger guy. Even if you weigh 200 pounds, having 200 pounds come sprawling down on top of you is still a lot. So, still up. Henderson looking for a little back trip there. Finally in on a shot.
Pretty good sprawl.
Still 1-0 Henderson here, late in the second period. It stays here, look for Watts to go on bottom. Digging in a big underhook, that's good. Henderson gets on a nice double leg Drops right below it, goes feet to back. He's going to pick up 5 here, if not a fall.
Once he lifted that elbow.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting off here. Nope, let the arm go.
Yep.
Not going to get the fall this period, but he is going to take in a nice 6-point lead going into the third period. 1-0 to 6-0, very, very quick. Watt's going to go down here, down 6-0. Definitely got to get to his feet and make one of those big throws he's been trying to hit these first 2 periods happen. They could get him right back in the match if he's able to get back to his feet. Definitely doesn't want to step over the leg there. He needs to free his leg if he doesn't want to stay on bottom. At that point, you're just kind of holding yourself on.
Looks like he's run out of gas.
Yeah. Henderson, senior, experienced. Never panicked in a 1-0 match with the freshman. He just settled in, finally got to a shot. Now he picks up the fall. Great wrestled end of the second and third period for Henderson.
Now wrestling 175 pounds, Dunham, Musselman, Grove, Hedgesville. Now wrestling mat number 1. On deck, mat 1, Woodford, Musselman, Gray, Hedgesville. On deck.
And 175 currently has the best wrestler in the state at Gage Wright, correct?
Yes, he has. He's not only the best wrestler in the state, he's the best wrestler in the country. 175 is Gage Wright at number 1 in the country. All right, we're back here, mat 1. We got Nathan Dunham, senior from Hedgesville, or senior from Musselman, sorry. He is 33 and 14. We got Silas Grove, junior from Hedgesville at 45 and 18. Both these wrestlers at 175 here, third place match, Region 2 championships. These two have already qualified for states. Now the big see who you're going to wrestle in your first match at states. The loser of this one, you definitely don't want to go in as a 4 seed or a fourth place finisher at 175 because, as Jack was just talking about during the break, you got 175, you got the number 1 wrestler in the country, number 1 wrestler in the state, Gage Wright out of Parkersburg South. He's getting one of the other 3 regions' fourth-place finishers.
Is he wrestling in college or playing football? Because he's almost the best football player in the state as well.
He's a very good football player, but he was he's committed to go to Virginia Tech.
Okay.
So, but don't know if he's going to Virginia Tech. That's where he was committed to. I think he had pulled that, and he might be looking some other places. But he's definitely a tough task for anybody at 175 to have to go through. Our junior, Cade Bradbury, we always kind of joke with him. He's in the record books for fastest pin in the state finals. Unfortunately, he's on the losing end of it when Gage was a freshman and Cade was a junior. He was pinned in 11 seconds in the state finals. So it's definitely not the way you want to go out there on Saturday night. But Gage Wright's a whole different animal. The kid's number 1 in the country for a reason. Super, super tough. A lot of 10, 15-second pins in the state tournament over the years. And I'm sure he's going to do it again this year.
Has he given up any offensive points or defensive points?
Not in West Virginia, no.
Okay.
No. Big bridge there out of Nathan Dunham. Silas Grove didn't panic. Slowly lowered him back down the mat. Now he's going to pick up the fall. Silas Grove, third place finisher, 175, Region 2. Now we will move right into 190, 215, and 285 right before we get into our finals matches here.
Now wrestling mat number 1, Woodford, Musselman, Gray, Hedgesville. Mat
Yeah, Jared Woodford from Musselman, 20-24 sophomore versus Colby Gray, 38-12 senior from Hedgesville. Colby Gray is definitely built for 190, short, super stocky. Jared Woodford a little bit taller, still a big kid. I don't know if Colby's battling a recent shoulder injury, if that's an older injury that he's just playing it safe, keeping his brace on, but something to look for in a match. If you go deep into the third period, see how that shoulder's feeling for him.
Now, as a coach, obviously you play by the rules, but do you attack a shoulder injury or an injury if you see something braced up?
I mean, if it comes to it, you definitely don't back off when you see it there. You kind of, especially when it's a knee or something, you might change it up, start circling more to that side, get them putting more weight on that leg.
Mm-hmm.
You go to run your bar. If you can run them from the left side, you definitely want to run them from the left side. Nothing cheap, but just take every advantage you can get. You wrestle tough, no matter what. He's out there. He expects people to wrestle him tough. He doesn't expect you to stay away from that shoulder. So, but you definitely want to get, especially when it's knees and on the lower areas, you want to get them moving more, putting weight to that side. If you can get a deep bar, deep half to that side as well. But most of the times you see a lot of these kids, it's an older injury and they just get used to wearing it, and it's comfortable to keep it on, gives them a sense of security having it on. This late in the season, very few kids that wrestle 40 and 50 matches aren't going to be banged up at least somewhat.
Right.
You're not going to make it this late in the year and be completely 100%. Nobody is. Even your top kids in the country, they're going to be banged up some. Your kids that are just wrestling JV, they're banged up some. And you can survive an entire wrestling season injury-free. You probably didn't wrestle hard enough in the practice room. Yeah. If you're going match after match, practice after practice, you're going to get beat up some. Definitely makes you tougher. You make it through the whole season, beat up or not, you've done something that most kids can't do. You make it through 4 years of varsity wrestling. I don't care if you were ever a starter. Being in that practice room, you're definitely tougher because of it. It makes you a better adult, all-around better person just having to go through that.
Well, your little brother sent my son to the emergency room with a Merkel in practice at about 10 or 11 years old, so
yeah.
It definitely happens.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, injuries are part of it. That same one, Cameron, his freshman year of high school, tore his meniscus 14 days out from regionals. Had surgery 9 days before regionals and wrestled at regionals, won regionals, and placed at states with a completely torn and repaired meniscus.
Yeah,
all
I remember
within 14 days. So
he muscled through it. Yep.
So your tougher kids. That's what they're going to do. You're going to see kids wrapped up. You're going to see kids with stitches in their eyebrow, heads wrapped up, cauliflower ear from practicing all year. I mean, broken fingers. It happens, but you tough it out and you do it because you love it. And once you kind of realize that you're not made out of glass, you get hit that first time, and you're like, all right, this isn't that bad. Here, 4-1, Colby Gray, second period. Wrestling super tough, staying in good position the entire time. It's a tough task for the sophomore from Musselman. Jared Woodford, you got a big senior on top of you who knows how to ride. He's moving really well.
He's got the arms sunk in pretty good as well.
Deep bar, big steps.
One more walk.
Yep. Putting that shoulder in his ear, big steps over the head. Just needs to readjust a little bit. He's a little low on the arm, a little low on the back. Needs to circle more towards his head instead of over the middle of his back. Riding real tough, but he is straight down the middle here. Ref's probably going to tell him he's got to get out to the side. Wouldn't be surprised to see top man hit here since he's staying straight back on the hips.
What about the bottom man? He's not doing a whole lot either.
He's not, but it's tough when you're at these heavier weights and you got a big man riding you parallel. Mm-hmm. It's definitely tough to come off, but bottom was hit. DJ Beard, our official in this match, good official, has been officiating for years. He thought top man was doing enough, looking to turn. Bottom man wasn't doing anything, so he's going to hit him with that stall call. 6-2 match here. 30 seconds to go in the third period. If Woodford wants any chance of winning this match, he's got to go big, got to put him to his back here. Short time, only 20 seconds left.
You basically got to go for a throw almost.
He's got to go big throw here. No reason not to. Just let it go. I don't see Colby Gray giving that up. Low center of gravity, staying in a great position. Good head and hand fighting there. He's not going to give up any points. Colby Gray is going to be your third place finisher at 190, coming out of Region 2. And that's big. You'll see a little bit of excitement after some of these third place matches. They're pumped about it. They lost a match earlier in the day. So to go into state tournament on a win, that's big for some of these guys. Here we got a 2:15 Brett D'Amico for Musselman. Junior at 17-17. He picks up a forfeit over Josh Bear from Hedgesville. He medically forfeited out.
All right, final match.
And here we have our final third place match of the day. We have a big matchup here. Travis Colefield from Martinsburg, a senior. He's 50-11. He is currently ranked. Where's he ranked at in the state, Jack?
We got him third.
He's currently ranked third in the state. Big finish at WSAZ's, wrestling Xavier Pollard, who's ranked fourth in the state.
Yep.
This is definitely our highest ranked matchup here with third and fourth in the state. We did have a big upset in the semis. Kojo Sanfamensa from Washington High School, unranked. He made it up as high as 10th during the year, but fell out of the rankings after some losses. But he beat Xavier Pollard with a fall in the semis in the second period. It was a 1-1 or 1-0 match at the time, and picked up a big fall. They got Colefield with 2 here. Colefield up 2-0.
Did Anthony Williams upset one of these kids?
Anthony Williams beat Colefield from Martinsburg, yes, but they went back and forth. They gave didn't really move Anthony up. He's beat him. I think they went back and forth with each other throughout the year. Everybody in your top 4 at heavyweight has beaten each other this year. We'll have the finals matchup with Anthony Williams, who's currently ranked 7th in the state, I believe, against an unranked Kojo Sanfamensa. I think Williams, I believe, has the series lead on him 3-1 on the season. Here we have 2-1 going into the third period. Colefield's choice. He's going down right off the bat, no defer.
Is he a football player?
I would say yes.
That's my guess.
Just on the eye test, I would say he's a stud on the football field. He is definitely a huge individual for a high school kid. He's a huge individual for any age. But that's an absolute man out there. Moves really well for his size. That's the big thing, is that the old school heavyweights and just being who's the biggest and kind of a not built and everything else, that's kind of gone out the window. You have these big football player heavyweights, both of these kids, big kids, very athletic for their size. So love to see the way heavyweights grown.
Yeah, back in my day it was unlimited, and you'd literally get a couple dancing bears out there and did nothing but tie up for 6 minutes.
Yeah, we got 3-1 Colefield right now, second period. Pollard will have choice in the third. Wouldn't be surprised to see no takedowns here in this. Colefield doesn't have to go for it. He's got a 3-1 lead right now. Minute to go in the second period. This is very big. Usually, a lot of those ones, third and fourth place kids in Region 2 aren't ranked in the state. Both of these kids are ranked top 4, so nobody wants to go through and possibly face number 1 kid in the state right off the bat. And it's possible for whoever loses this match, you could have your very first match at states be against number 1 ranked wrestler in the state at heavyweight, which is Brock Keller from University, who is nobody wants to face. There's one human being in the state of West Virginia that's in high school that can beat every other human being in the state of West Virginia, and that's Brock Keller.
Is he a physical specimen and a great wrestler?
He's young. He's only a junior.
Wow.
super young, super athletic. Last year's state tournament, his semifinal match was, I believe, a 40-second pin over a 3-time state champion in the semis at states. He's definitely one of the toughest kids we've ever seen at heavyweight for sure. He's only a 2-time state champ in his junior year, but we can pretty much go ahead and mark him down, barring any injuries, as a 4-timer.
Yeah, there was another big guy named Brock who did pretty good in college, as I remember back in the day.
Yeah, that was back in the old slow guys of heavyweight days, though. Once he wrestled Stephen Neal his junior year, who never even played a down of college football, went on to the NFL for 11 seasons. But now Brock, yeah, that kind of set it with the big athletic style heavyweights. Pollard with a big reversal here. That's huge. Ties the matchup 3-3. Colefield's going to roll. Oh. Hips up for Pollard. Puts him to his back. We'll see. Good scramble.
Yep.
4-3. 4-3 Coalfield here. About a minute 40 left in the third period. You're definitely going to see some action here. This match is not going to end 4-3 without a bunch of flurries, that's for sure. Xavier doesn't need to rush it. Still time on the clock. Doesn't need to try and get it into it too fast. Doesn't want to get it for stalling here, that's for sure. He's got one. His big heavyweights, it's tough to circle back in, tough to keep your movement here. When you have a guy that size who has head position on you, up under your shoulders, kind of driving you out.
You only get one warning for stalling, correct?
One warning. Next one would be a point for Coalfield. A little over a minute to go here in this third period. 4-3 Martinsburg. Xavier's kind of biding his time, looking for any opportunity to score. Doesn't want to leave a ton of time on the clock if he does score, but also doesn't want to wait too late. Because his first action's probably not going to get the takedown here. But if Coalfield can stay in that position, he can keep blocking off, keep making it look like he's working. It'd be very hard for referee Larry Steele to hit him for stalling. If he's holding the middle of that mat, using his head, using his hands, keeps fighting back to inside, the ref's just going to let that go.
Yeah, it's basically identical action from both kids. So.
Yep, and Coalfield doesn't need to do anything here. 15 seconds left, 10 seconds left. He's doing all the action, still continuing to work. He can give up a stall call here if he wants. Definitely doesn't. Time.
Ooh.
Nothing. Great match there.
Yeah, that was good action.
Great match. Definitely can see why they're ranked 3 and 4 in the state. I know Pollard's pretty upset with his regional tournament, but he goes down. He doesn't draw Brock in the first round. He's going to win matches. He'll be one of those kids that finishes fourth that'll go down and beat a regional champ in the first round.
All right, guys, that concludes the third, fourth, and the fifth and sixth place matches.
All right, we've reached the end of our third and fourth place matches. We're going to break down, get everything ready, move one. You want the camera? Yep.
All right, what do we got, Chance? Who's leading?
All right, right now we got Washington High School is in the lead with 211 points. Martinsburg right behind them with 179. Spring Mills in third with 155, followed up by Mussman, Hedgesville, Jefferson, and Hampshire. Going into this last round, it looks like Washington all but has it locked up. I don't think Martinsburg can possibly catch them. We know that Spring Mills had a little bit of a down round in the semis and in that blood round matchup, so they lost some matches they didn't expect to. That hurts them for winning regionals. They know that their regional title's done now. Washington knows that they've got it locked up for the most part. So going out in these finals matches, you want to try and win as many matches as you can. You want to set yourself up as tough as possible for going to states. You win regionals, you're going to go to states, and you're going to have a kid that got fourth in his region. You get second, you possibly got a third. Some of these other regions have some really tough second and third place finishers. So it's a very important round, even if the team score is already locked up. Very important for these kids to win those matches like we just saw in that third and fourth place round to keep themselves in a better position as they head into states. And for your mindset, you want to win that last match you wrestle at regionals. You come out, you get second, you're kind of upset leaving here. You get third, you're kind of happy leaving here. So it's mindset plays a big part into heading down to the state tournament. We got a lot of kids here that are ranked top 3 in the state that are looking to win state titles here in the next couple weeks. So excited to get these finals going. I know there's going to be a lot of great matches, and we'll try and get all of our winners on here after each finals match and talk to them, see where their mindset's at heading into the state tournament.
How many kids does Washington have in the finals?
Washington put 10 into the finals.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Martinsburg and Spring Mills, if you have that offhand.
Don't have that exactly on me. I just know from talking to one of the coaches, Washington put 10 into the finals. They got 6 through 32 all in the finals to start it. I believe Spring Mills has 6 heading into the finals. So all the teams, they'll be looking to score as many points as possible. The scores are what they are now to just be bonus points. You pick up a fall in the finals, get yourself an extra 2 points for your team. Tech fall, 1.5, major a point. So they're definitely looking to score points out here. I know it'll be tough right off the bat for some of the matchups. You got Washington versus Spring Mills at 106, number 1 ranked kid in the state versus an unranked kid. So there will be a lot of lopsided matchups, but you come out and wrestle tough through the first couple periods. We saw an unranked kid pin a kid who's ranked 4th in the state in the semis. So anything could happen. Let them wrestle and see where we're at when 285 finishes.
Do they award a most outstanding wrestler in regions?
No, they don't do that at regions. They will at states.
Okay.
Most tournaments do. Regionals has no most outstanding wrestler, but we'll have our own up here. So. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back for the finals here shortly.
All right, see you guys shortly.
All right.
Outside.
This is Jack Gilleppes with Home Team Sports. We've got a quick little intermission. They've moved the main mat to the center of the gym. We've got about 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to get on with the first and second place matches and see which one of these kids is going to be champs. They're all headed to the state tournament at this point, but here we go. It's about to get real.
All right, we are back here gearing up for the Region 2 Championship Finals. All of the 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th place matches have been wrestled. Team scores pretty locked in right now. Washington's got a decent commanding lead over Martinsburg High School. Spring Mills in 3rd. Kids are getting in their final warm-ups. We're going to start right at 1:06, try and speak with all of our winners after matches are over. But so far it's been pretty well-wrestled tournament. Obviously yesterday with the snow moved us back to a Sunday. Pretty rare to see any high school sports going in on a Sunday, but here we are. Everybody's here. Everybody seems to be, for the most part, pretty healthy. Big takeaways from the beginning was obviously bonus points played into a major factor for Washington. They won a lot of matches by falls. Martinsburg probably picked to finish 3rd in the region behind either Spring Mills or Washington as your champion runner-up, but they've jumped out to 11 or 12-point lead over Spring Mills right now. They've had a lot of falls. Spring Mills took some upset losses in the semis and the consolation semis. So I know they had a couple kids not qualifying that they thought were going to make it. So it is a tough task at this point for anybody to catch Washington, but looking forward to some great finals matches. We got a couple, I think we got 3 number 1 ranked kids in the state coming out of Region 2 right now. You're going to get one of them right off the bat in your first match. Dallas Owens versus Jonas Springstead, who's only a freshman. All right, mats are getting clear. We are getting ready to go.
Let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for the 2024 Regional Finals. We're going to get started this evening at 106 pounds. And 106 pounds from Spring Mills will be Dallas Owens. And at 106 pounds from Washington High School, Jonas Springstead.
We got Dallas Owens out of Spring Mills, Jonas Springstead out of Washington High School. That is a tough task for any 106-pounder, let alone a freshman like Jonas, but he's out there. He's ready to wrestle. You got Dallas Owens, number 1 ranked kid in the state, finished 2nd at states last year as a freshman, coming in a very big 106-pounder. Look to see a lot of action right off the bat coming out of Dallas Owens from Spring Mills.
Do you recall his score last year at States when he lost?
I think it was 7-2.
Okay.
I think if I'm wrong, Madeline, his mom, she's going to correct me on it, but I do believe it was 7-2. He definitely didn't wrestle the match that he wanted to wrestle, but that was a tough task and Garrett Johnson to wrestle that match. But Dallas isn't going to shy away from anybody. Very tough. He's ready to scrap as soon as he steps on the mat with anybody. He's definitely state title or bust this year. That's for sure. Dallas Owens, definitely the bigger wrestler. Nice little shrug. He's going to come right into it. Looks like a spladle attempt. Picks up his 2 right off the bat.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time getting to work.
Not at all. This is a tough task for Jonas. He's a smaller, doesn't have to cut any weight, 6-pounder. You got Dallas Owens, who's a big 6, very tough, a lot of movement. There you go, Dallas. He's definitely, his mindset is on Saturday night in Huntington right now for sure. Yeah, he's definitely in his mind has a regional title locked up. Now he needs next is just his state title to cap off his sophomore year. No losses in state this year.
Did he lose to a senior last year, or is that kid still around?
No, I believe he was only a sophomore, but he's definitely moved up in weight.
And what was his name?
Garrett Johnson.
Yep, he's currently ranked number 1 at 113.
Yep. I know we talked about him earlier. Cameron Pine, he just wrestled his senior day match for Cameron. Last match of his college career in his home gymnasium. Picked up a 10-2 win, 10-3 win.
Excellent. Is there a conference tournament?
Yep, he'll wrestle at the MAC in Kent State in 2 weeks. If he finishes, depending on the allocations, top 3, he'll qualify for NCAAs. Right now we got Jonas really looking to just not give up points at this moment. I mean, it's tough to get off bottom on a kid like this. Score 5-0 at the moment.
Owens is one long 106, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, it's a tall kid. Wrestling very tough on top. Keeping Jonas's head buried, looking to get some back points before the period ends. And there's another set. And he picks up a fall to win his second regional title. Jonas Springstead kind of gives a smile. He knew what he was up against. He's not going to take that loss too bad. He knew the type of kid he had to wrestle right off the bat. So. And now comes right away. You get Jonas Springstead's brother, Caleb Springstead, senior at 113, wrestling Landon Leoy from Musselman High School. These two did wrestle in the same youth club years ago, JGWA. Now they're wrestling against each other at Washington and Musselman here. I know that Landon Leoy has beat him a couple times this year. First loss you had, Caleb was up on him by 7 or 8 points and got pinned. And the next match, Leoy pinned him again in the loser's bracket at winner's choice. We got both of them feeling each other out. They're both good wrestlers. Good dump from Caleb Springstead, going straight to his back. Going to pick up back points right off the bat. This would be huge for Washington. Pick up bonus points in a match that they've lost twice this year. Leoy does a good job spinning out. Gave up some back points. He's going to get some of them back. And 5-0 quick to a 5-2 match. Doesn't want to spend too much time on bottom against a kid like Landon Leoy. He's a very tough wrestler. He's strong. Springstead up to his feet, wants to stay in bounds here. Definitely doesn't want to go out of bounds. He's got the body covered. He's got the body covered, just needs to be patient. Yep. Collect his 2, go 7-2. Now it's like that reversal didn't even happen. You just calm down, get a good ride. Don't want to rush anything. Don't want to push too much.
He's awfully high.
He's getting very high right here. Wants to stay under Leoy's arms. Good guillotine right there. If he can collect some more back points here and go up 10-2, that would be huge for Caleb. Definitely don't want to ride legs and a bar. Needs to keep his head away. Leoy wants to keep his shoulder pinned to the mat. He's doing a good job of that. Keeping Caleb's shoulder pinned to the mat. He's high. He's going to give up reversal. And Springstead's going to come out on top. Looks like up. Nice pancake position there for Leoy. Now we're into a potential for a fall here. This has been back and forth since the beginning. Can Leoy pick it up? Pin. Didn't look like Springstead's shoulders were on the mat. Assistant coach Tyler Sigler was not happy about that call. Landon Leoy picks up his first regional title after being down 7-2. Good reversal, way to stay calm, comeback wrestling. Springstead definitely not happy about that fall call. Thought his shoulder was up.
Yeah, I thought he was rolling around a little bit.
Here we get our second number 1 ranked wrestler in the state, and Kai Polinsky out of Washington High School. Yep. All right, we're going to be joined by now 2-time regional champ Dallas Owens. On regional title number 2. I know that in your mind this tournament was just another stepping stone for 2 weeks. Big one after last year's heartbreak, making the finals as a freshman. You got number 1 ranked wrestler in the state right now at 106. So what's the mindset going in over these next 2 weeks?
The mindset is just, I mean, I know I'm the best in the state at 106, and I know that no matter what I do, I'm going to go down, I'm going to win it this year. I mean, there's nobody that worked harder than me this over the summer. There's no one that can beat me.
All right, you guys lost a couple state champs off your team this year. We talked about it last year of you having to step up into a leadership style role as only a sophomore. You're graduating Perry this year. You got you and another couple sophomores and juniors to keep moving on as the leaders. Do you think you've kind of filled that role as a leader this year?
I think I filled it a little bit. I mean, I definitely still have work to go to fill the shoes of Pat and Matt and all of them.
Of course.
I still got work to go.
Yep. All right, man. Well, You looked great out there. Obviously, the next couple weeks, we're looking forward to seeing you on top of the podium in Huntington.
Yep.
This year. You've been absolutely killing it. I love the aggression you bring to the mat every single time you wrestle. Keep that going, and can't wait to see what you do, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your state's #1 ranked wrestler at 106. Now we got Kai Polinsky here on top. He's our second #1 ranked wrestler in the state we're going to see. Kai was a freshman state champ last year with a fall in the state finals in the second period. He's went out this year. He's only lost 2 matches on the year, both out of state. No in-state losses on the season. Picked up a runner-up finish at Trojan Wars up in PA. He's back to dominating again right now. Always looking to score. Kai scores a lot of points every match. He's a little bit bigger this year than he was last year. Last year he tried to make 6 all year. Couldn't make it. Made the jump to 120 where he felt it was his best route. Turned out it worked. Won a state title at 120 as a freshman. Now he's back at 120 here his sophomore year.
Is he a JJWA product as well?
He wrestled multiple different youth leagues. He wrestled a lot of JJWA. He wrestled for the Warhawks. He's wrestled all over. He's a lifetime. That's his life is wrestling. You can see by the way he moves. He's super confident. He's aggressive with the way that he goes to score. He attacks on top very well. Nice little shuck right there. He's going to get on top. Most likely look to tilt right away. Kind of gives a glance to his coaches. Say, what do you guys want me to do? And then once again in Kai's weight class, it'll be same kid as he had last year in the finals. Is ranked #2 in the state. All right, right now we're about to be joined by Landon Leoy, who is our regional champ at 113. Right in between us, Landon. All right, we got Landon Leoy here. Congratulations, buddy. First
Thank you
regional
so much.
title. And once again, we mentioned former JJWA kid at one point. That match, I know the first time you guys wrestled, you were down. You pinned him. Second time's winner's choice. Consolation rounds there. You pinned him there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
This match, you went down big. You had a 7-2, almost to your back, go down 10-2. Stayed calm. Never looked like you panicked once. Came out on top. Got into a deep half. Settled in nicely and got the fall. So what? Those matches. How do you think this kind of sets you up going into the state tournament? You're a regional champion. You're going to have a kid who got 4th right off the bat on Thursday night. How do you feel going into states here in 2 weeks?
I'm really excited to be going to states this year. Last year I went 0-2 and wasn't really proud of my performance. But this year, I'm really looking to come out there and show everybody what I'm about and show what I've been putting on the mat and to keep on working and grinding and to get where I want to be.
Absolutely. So he comes out, tough finals match all over the place, settles in, gets a first period fall. Going into states, you said last year you went 0-2. I know that's definitely not on your mind rolling into states this year. Ultimate goal, obviously, to make the podium, place the states. Absolutely. So we're going to get moving into some other matches here. You guys looking pretty good. You put some kids in the finals here. Obviously, you got your win. Your teammate here at 120 had a tough one coming up against returning state champ. But looking forward to seeing what you're doing, and congratulations on that first regional title. Hopefully 2 more.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Keep on adding on to that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Landon Leoy.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right, we saw Kai Polinsky pick up a fall there in the finals. Wrestling super tough. We'll be joined by a couple more of our regional champions here soon. Here we got a Todd twin in the finals. He's making his first regional title. His brother's been in the finals 3 times, 3-time runner-up at 132. He makes his first regional title here at 126. Unfortunately for the 126 weight class out of Martinsburg is that their main starter and Drew Earhart, he did have an injury this week, had to back out of regionals here, so that moved old Jack Todd to the 1 seed. And then Josh Garcia coming in and filling in. He's only 8-9 on the season, but makes his way to the regional finals, and that's why you have teams like Martinsburg getting up there to be second in the region right now. Jack Todd with getting the first points of the match. Up 2-0, deep bar in, right on his takedown. Let's keep that above the elbow. Don't want the ref to stop it. There you go, he adjusted it. He's going to run that bar and a half. tough ride right there. You get to go both sides, bar or half side. Big steps here for Jack Todd, putting his shoulder in his ear.
He needs to get a hold of that left wrist.
Yep. He collects the
There he
forearm. He's going to settle over here. Definitely wants to pick up a fall in his first regional title. We used to watch him and his brother both trying to wrestle for the same weight classes for their freshman year at 106, just beating each other up. And there he goes, Jack Todd, first regional title.
Washington's taking care of business.
Absolutely.
Congratulations goes out to Washington High School's Jack Todd, his first regional championship.
Coming up next, we'll have his brother Jimmy Todd, and Jimmy's got a little bit different task in front of him right here with Jacob Perry, number 1 ranked wrestler in the state at 132. Jacob Perry finished 3rd at states last year at 120. Wrestled a tough match with Kai Plinsky in the regional finals, and then dropped a tough one in the state semifinals where everybody thought the rematch was going to happen, but he battled back. He got 3rd. This year he's ranked number 1 in the state. Winner's choice. He went off and knocked off 2 state champs in a row in the semis and finals to earn that number 1 ranking, and did both of them in pretty dominating fashion as well. So that's a kid. I went to school with both of his parents, wrestled with his dad in middle school. Would love to see Jacob Perry get it done his senior year. Coached against him a ton of times, so every match I wasn't coaching against him, I was rooting for the kid, that's for sure. Another takedown. He's looking to open it up here. 2 takedowns in the first minute of the match. Jimmy Todd in for a lot different than his usual matchups when you're wrestling a kid like Jacob Perry, who's ranked number 1 in the state. You just want to slow it down if you're Todd. You don't want to give up too many takedowns in the first. You want to get your feet crossed up and get it to where you're just getting ate up with takedowns the whole period. Good takedown again, looking to get a tilt here. He's going to get them all. Wants to come up on top. Nope. Jacob right now just dominating from all positions, smothering on top. Looking to pull that bar out.
What do we got, 7-0 already?
It's definitely more than that, Jack.
9-0?
He's cut him twice.
Okay.
9-2.
9-2.
9-2 Perry, first period. About 30 seconds left to go in the first period. And now we'll be joined by Jack Todd. What's up, Jack Todd? Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, you got your first regional finals. You get your first regional title. All right, your brother's been in the finals now 4 times.
Yep.
You've only been in the finals once.
Yeah, first time.
But you got a finals win, and Jimmy Todd's got a tough task here with Jacob Perry. So at least he might be able to tell you got there 4 times, but you always got the bragging rights. You got it done the one time you guys got there. We talked about having you guys in the room together every single year. You guys fight each other. You punch each other. You elbow each other, bite each other. You guys had to wrestle each other off as freshmen for 106. We always said that you would dominate him at practice, wrestle off. He'd beat you every time. So he ended up getting that starting spot. He made the regional finals as a freshman. You had to wrestle. You couldn't wrestle and start your freshman year, but you did what you had to do the years after that. You went whatever weight the team needed you to go to. You never complained. You wrestled super tough. You go for it in matches. We love to see that type of stuff. How is it having a twin brother who's your exact size as a practice partner basically since you all started wrestling?
It's been great, but like you said, a lot of fighting. You can't get along. Throw something they don't like, you just end up fighting each other over it.
Yeah, but you guys walk past each other and fight.
Oh, yeah.
He says good match, you guys fight.
Yeah.
That's just the having the twins. They look just alike. Love seeing them both here in the regional finals. You're going to states as a regional champion. What are you looking forward to when you get down to Huntington, the work you guys got to put in over the next 2 weeks? How's it looking for you?
Pretty good. Hoping to make podium this year.
That's good.
Definitely a lot of hard work. So,
Yep. Get down, you get somebody that got 4th right off the bat at regionals. Your brother, he'll get somebody that got 3rd right off the bat at regionals. So you got Jacob Perry there picking up a tech fall over Jimmy Todd. So Jack Todd, congratulations. Love to see you finally get that regional title in there. Look forward to seeing you down at Huntington and seeing what you can do, buddy. All right, keep wrestling tough. Don't beat each other up too much over the next 2 weeks. That was Jack Todd. Jimmy Todd comes off the match, smile on his face. He's not too upset about that. He's looking forward to going down to states. Coach Sigler's smiling at him as well. All right, here we got from Jefferson High School, Tristan Rucker. From Spring Mills, junior, 27-10, Blake Messick.
You got number 5 and 6 in the state going at it.
Number 5 and 6 in the state right now. Tristan Rucker at 6, Blake Messick at 5. Tristan Rucker had to pull off a tough overtime win in the semis to get here. Got hit with stalling a couple times. Just got hit for stalling in the finals here. Got a 2-2 match, but both of the points that he gave up to the kid from Hampshire were both stall calls, but then he didn't let it bother him too much. He got it done when the overtime rolled around. Got a takedown pretty quick into overtime. Now we got puts himself in the regional finals against Blake Messick from Spring Mills. So a lot of these matches now that team titles are done, coaches aren't forcing as much on the got to get the pin. A lot of these are, hey, go out and wrestle it for you type of matches. Who cares about the team score right now? This is all for you. Go do what you got to do team-wise. All right, now while Rucker and Messick are going, we'll be joined by Kai Plinsky. All right, welcome our 2-time regional champion, 1-time state champion, Kai Plinsky. State champion last year as a freshman. First freshman state champ, first freshman finalist in Washington high school history. Sitting right now with only, 5 losses on your career? 2 years? 8. Oh,
8 so far.
8 so far? What do you mean so far?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm not adding any more.
All right, so we're still at 120, same weight class we wrestled at regionals and states last year. Regionals not as tough for you this year as it last year, having Perry in your finals match. But so when you come through these tournaments where it's a lot easier for you, you think it kind of saves you, frees you up from injury, or does it kind of just slows you down a little bit going into states where obviously you got to pick it up a lot more when you wrestle in these tournaments where you kind of not being cocky, but you know you're going to win coming in?
Yeah. So no, it's definitely I would rather have harder competition, I would say.
Yep.
So I could prepare for states, as you would say, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's just wrestling at the end of the day. You put the work in practice, so that's got to pay off.
Yep, you guys got a great room around your size. You got the Todd twins in there. You get to wrestle some bigger kids in Logan and Meisen's all some. You guys just got a new transfer in A.J. Lopez coming to the team. You guys have pretty much you've locked up another regional title, your first team title, after finishing runner-ups last year. But the big thing is, we're all wrestlers. Team titles are awesome, but your goal state title.
Yes, sir.
And that's it. You got a chance to be a 4-timer, but can't become a 4-timer without starting as a 2-timer. Can't become it without going to 3. So,
absolutely.
Do you feel like there's more pressure on you this year with already winning it as a freshman, or do you feel like there's less knowing who's in your weight class? How do you kind of feel going in?
I feel like last year I was the guy chasing because I had Jacob Perry in my bracket, but this year I'm being the guy chased. So, it adds pressure, I would say. It definitely does.
Yep. But I think the way you've been wrestling, everything that I've seen here, you're always looking to score as many points as possible. Doesn't matter if you go up by 8 or 9, you can give up a reversal to your back and get right off, and you're still up by 5. It's the way that you're putting moves together, the way you're putting points and bunches up on the board, going to be tough to beat. And I look forward to hopefully seeing another state title come back to Jefferson County, buddy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Kai Plinsky, 120, regional champ, number 1 ranked wrestler in the state.
Thank
you, buddy.
See you guys.
Have a good one. Good luck. All right, we're getting here back into Rucker and Messick's match. Right now, we are still in the second period here. We got Messick has been scoring. Scores not updating on track, still showing at 0-0, but Messick gets hit with a second stall call, giving Rucker a point here. Both wrestlers have been hit. Messick's been hit twice. Blake Messick is up 2-1. Finally updated those scores on track. We won that deep guillotine here. Ooh, that's very close, getting stopped for potentially dangerous. If he goes forward with it more, definitely got to stop it, yep. See, the coaches from Jefferson were not happy that wasn't stopped early enough. Especially this week rolling into states. You don't want, or 2 weeks rolling into states, you want nobody to get injured. You want to save those shoulders. You want to make sure everybody's injury-free as much as possible. You got a 2-1 match here. Definitely want to win the match, but you want to come out without any serious injuries, that's for sure. Very close to a caution again. Ooh, another potentially dangerous. Messick's very tight, running real deep arm bars, real deep guillotine here. So it's nothing you can call potentially dangerous, nothing illegal on Messick there. Jefferson coach not happy about it, Coach Robbie Webb, but nothing Messick's doing is illegal. He's just running at that point, that move's called a Michigan. He's running super hard.
If I know Coach Dustin, he's going to tell him to do it again.
Yep. Because you want him, if you're running legal stuff, you want him to run it tight. Messick just got hit with his second caution. Very close, could have been his third. 3 cautions equals a point, which would be huge in a 2-1 match right now. Messick running very tough on top. Good head on the back of Rucker's head. You don't want to get his head up. Keep that head buried in the mat the whole period. Looks like you're working the whole time. Running one-on-ones underneath. That's a nice claw ride. Finishing out the period. Jefferson's got a choice. Rucker chooses to go third. He made that choice himself. Looked at the coaches, said, I'm going neutral. They shook their head and said, go for it, buddy. That's what you want. You want a kid who knows where they want to be. All right, now we are joined by Jacob Perry, regional champ. Number 1 in the state, regional champ, Jacob Perry. All right, Jacob, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
I talked to you at Iron Eagles practice a couple weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Knocked off 2 returning state champs from different weight classes. You knocked them off at winner's choice in the semis and finals, both of them in pretty dominating fashion, too. You knock off a state champ by 7 or 8 points. That's a big win. Got yourself to number 1 in the state.
Yep.
You've held that ranking the rest of the season. You're going into state's number 1 ranked wrestler in the state. Who's 2 behind you?
I believe 2 right now is Rourke because he just defeated McAfee at their regional. So
Rourke beat McAfee, so it looks like they'll have they'll move up. You'll have McAfee in the semis. It looks like Rourke in the finals.
That's what it's like.
Both of them. I know you broke McAfee last time you were wrestling. Talking to your coaches, I was telling them like I grew up with your mom and dad, wrestled with your dad, and we were younger and stuff. Anytime that I wasn't coaching you, I was always watching matches, hoping that you were going to win. Last year I couldn't hope for it as well. You wrestled one of my guys. Tough matches with Plinsky last year. You got yourself right there in the driver's seat heading into states. How's it feel these next couple of weeks? What's the mindset?
Feeling good. The mindset's kind of been the same throughout the whole season. Just push the pace, and it's last year really have fun and enjoy it. So we probably got like a week and a half just hard training, and then go into states and just do my thing. Push the pace. Yeah, try to score as many points.
I've seen you've kind of adopted. We actually mentioned that last year before the thing. You were kind of a slower, more methodical guy.
Yeah.
Didn't get to a lot of action. This year, you've kind of went. I was talking with Coach Rigabudo. You kind of adopted like a Bassett style of heavy hand fighting takedown and heavy hand fighting takedown. If you don't go feet to back, cut him, get another takedown. I've loved watching you wrestle like that. The last few matches I've seen, looks really good. It's hard to keep up with. He did say you were having trouble keeping up with your own pace when you first started doing that, but then now you got into it and you seem to be loving it, scoring a lot of points.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I'm really liking the new style, and like Coach said at the beginning, we were kind of making the switch, and at first it was fun, but I'm getting so tired at the beginning. But throughout the season, it's what I've been working on, and now I'm feeling good, pushing the pace, and it's really just opening up these matches that maybe before I was winning by a point, but now I'm just able to kind of do my thing. So
there you see your teammate Brody Messick picks up a win. Close match over Tristan Rucker.
Yes, sir.
Very close match still late in the match, but obviously team-wise you guys got a couple holes. You lost the matches you weren't expecting to lose. Team title is not going to happen this year, but it is what it is at that point. I know you guys at this point it's like, all right, it can't happen. You're more worried that individual. I know you're focused on that. That helps your team. If everybody's focused on being the best themselves they can be, it helps the team. If everybody wants to be the best they can be, the team's going to be better. So
definitely.
That kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. You're not worried about team state titles, regional titles anymore, but it's you guys individually. You got you and Dallas going in as number 1s. 3 and 4 in the state for heavyweight. Your heavyweight both got beat. You guys knocked off the number 4 ranked heavyweight or number 3 ranked heavyweight in the state in the semis. That's a big win for your heavyweight and Anthony.
Yeah, these heavyweights have been crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely the best region for heavyweights is right here at Region 2. So you guys got week and a half, 2 weeks. Make sure you're healed up, weight's good, and everything else, and come bring another state title to Spring Mills, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
looking forward to it. Get it done, wrestle tough.
Thank you.
Jacob
Appreciate
Perry,
it.
Region 2, 132 champion, number 1 ranked wrestler in the state. We saw Messick take out Tristan Rucker at that 138 finals. Now we got Logan McFarland from Washington High School at 144. Logan is probably the nicest kid you'll ever meet. Wrestling Colin Schaffner out of Martinsburg, 26-20, a sophomore. Logan holds all the wins every matchup this season against him. Logan's a very tough wrestler. He's not a mean or aggressive wrestler, but he is a methodical, scores a lot of points, gets to his takedown, doesn't give up silly points or anything else. He just wrestles tough from start to finish.
Placed 6th in the states last year.
Placed 6th in the state last year, going into states ranked number 1 in the state. So definitely didn't do what he wanted to do. The kid who won his weight class, he had beat him by 10-2 at Winner's Choice earlier in the season, and that kid went to win states. So that's got to be, it would be frustrating for most people, but I don't think Logan, he would tell the kid, hey, good job. You had a really good state tournament. And that's how he would say it. He's super nice. He's not going to get angry about anything. So, but on top, he's an absolute hammer. He's super, super strong. Hand fights really hard. Smothers kids on top. He's long. He's thin. He doesn't look to be strong, but a lot of leverage out of Logan. So Schaffner just trying to not give it up here, and he turns in the first. You can end 2-0 with a kid after the first period against a kid like Logan. Count that as a win. Logan's got a deep bar in. Doesn't look like his period's going to end 2-0 for Logan. Collecting all the back points. He's going to try and settle heavy in on that shoulder. Get a fall. Looks like he's going to get it. Logan McFarland pushing. Schaffner doing a good job of keeping that elbow posted to keep that shoulder up. Logan pinched the head. Gets a little twist in there. And time's going to run out. Logan will take a 5-0 lead into the second period. Red's got choice. Schaffner's going to defer. Logan's probably going to go down, knowing Logan. He does.
How many potential state champs you think the Panhandle has on their hands?
Whew, I mean, Logan McFarland can definitely do it. You got a couple out at Spring Mills. I mean, you got potential for 5 or 6 for sure. Dallas and Kai seem to be the biggest betting odds would be in their favor. Perry, I feel like, would be the number 3 on that. Odds in his favor. He's going to have to knock off those same 2 state champs in order to do it again, which obviously beating wrestlers of that caliber a couple times in one season is tough. They're going to come with a different game plan this time. But Perry's very well coached. He's going to come with a different game plan as well. Logan McFarland picks up another regional title for himself.
Logan McFarland, his second regional champion.
Back-to-back runner-up as a freshman. Now has a regional title as a junior as well after winning one as a sophomore.
From Spring Mills, Landon Herndon. And from Martinsburg High School, Andrew Thompson.
All right. Here we got Mr. Messick from Spring Mills. All right. So Blake Messick went out. That match stayed over here. That match stayed pretty tight through the first part. You're only taking a 2-1. Got hit with stalling a couple times. Looked like they're trying to hit you with a bunch of cautions as well. Took a 2-1, then you kind of blew the match open 9-1 to finish it. This your first year in a Spring Mill singlet, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. How's it feel?
Good.
All right. You like coming over here? You'll be heading to the West Virginia State Tournament next week or 2 weeks from now. What's your mindset heading in over these next couple weeks with practice and where you got to be when you get down to Huntington?
Just going to practice, fix what I got to fix, come out, wrestle hard.
All right. And currently, where are you ranked at in the state right now?
5th.
You got 5th in the state right now. Obviously, you're looking to do better than 5th at states.
Yes, sir.
Getting to those matches, you got winning regionals, very important. Gives you a 4th-place finisher on that Thursday night, getting that first match out after cutting your weight. Getting out there, getting a win under your belt, go to bed, wake up Friday ready to go for the important rounds of quarters and semis. You guys, as a team, you got very, very good wrestlers around you. Coming into that practice room, you come right in with Ross. You got Herndon. You guys are all right there. Perry, all right there together.
Oh, yeah.
So coming into a practice room like that, how's that differ from your practice room last year?
A lot faster pace, better partners to work with.
And you got my kid's 10 goes to Iron Eagles practices a couple days a week now towards the end of the season. He had to go through it with Rigobuto's practice. So he runs a pretty tough practice from start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he runs those.
Fast-paced.
Yeah, that youth practice, I've never seen my kid break, and Rigobuto broke him the first 10 minutes of that practice. It's never happened before. So, I mean, that's just at youth. So I can only imagine your guys' high school practice, super fast-paced the entire time, a lot of heavy scoring, score as many points as possible. Once you open it up, you look to score the whole time. Your teammates do the same thing, score as many points as possible all the way through. So with heading down to States, you got a great group around you. Look forward to seeing what you do down there, and awesome third period out there, man.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lake Messick, region champion, number 5 in the state, 138. You just saw Landon Herndon go out and make some easy work out of his. All right, we got some people tuning in. Colin Newsbaum down in Charleston, West Virginia, one of our former coaches over at Washington High School baseball, big wrestling supporter. Ross Smelser here against Jacob Kerr from Hedgesville. Kerr is 44-17 on the season. Ross Smelser 31-5. Ross Smelser coming off his first state place win last year. Finished 6th last year at States. He's ranked number 4 in the state right now. Jacob Kerr getting himself into the finals here at Region 2 Championship. Smelser started his high school career over at Musselman High School before making the switch coming to Spring Mills last year. And he is very, very tough. He's a mean kid. He wrestles aggressive the whole time. Doesn't care who he's wrestling. He's going to wrestle tough the whole time. Nice assassin there. That picks up 2 out of it. Oh, we got Logan McFarland joining us on the broadcast. Get over here, Logan. All right, as Smelser gets to work here on top, we'll talk to Logan McFarland, our region. What I tell you, nicest kid in the world. Our Region 2 champion, your 2nd regional title back-to-back. Your freshman year, you got 3rd at States. Your sophomore year last year, you went into States. Ranked number 1 in the state, ended up finishing 6th. Didn't go your way.
Yeah.
Lost a couple matches that you shouldn't have. How did that play into your for your off-season work coming into this year after having a disappointing state tournament, which you still placed at States? Most people would be pumped about that, but for you it was disappointing. How's that play into coming in through the off-season coming into this year?
That's good. You got to work the hardest you can, the best you can. Improve from your mistakes. Right.
Yep, so you're up a couple weight class. You're at 144 this year.
Yeah, I'm at a better weight class,
You're at a better weight class, not having to cut as much.
Right.
You looked really dominant out there today, so it's a good finals match for you. You're going into States right now, currently ranked 4th in the state. How are you looking for over the next 2 weeks practice going to be?
Yep, just keep improving and doing your best and giving it your all.
All right, you guys.
Your moves and.
Yep, keep working.
Yep.
You guys got some couple kids on the team that you like to practice with. You got Kai, you got
Zach,
Mizenzall, and everything else. And both of them.
Yeah, they really helped me a lot too.
That's good.
And my parents encouraged me to work harder too.
Oh, absolutely.
And coaches.
Emily's always in your corner. You got Coach Gustines, Coach Sigler, Coach Pfeiffer in there when he gets in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I get to see you at JGWA at the youth league practices all the time. So that's good. You're always working hard. Did you have to take the day off work to come here?
Yes, I did. I had to call off.
You had to call off at Food Line to come here. They're not mad at you, are you?
Because they canceled it on Saturday instead.
Yeah, the snow got you, so you had to give up your work day to come in here.
Yeah.
But a regional title is better than a Food Line payday, right?
Yeah.
All right, Logan. Well, you got States here in 2 weeks, buddy. I hope to see you finish a lot higher than 4th place. I know that that 4th place ranking doesn't mean anything. You're a top 1 guy.
Thank you, Greg.
All right. Later, Logan.
See ya.
Later, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, up next we'll have Landon Herndon joining us. You just saw Ross take care of business in his 157-pound finals match. All right, we got Landon Herndon here. Another regional title for Landon. How you got a couple weeks, state tournament. You just saw your teammate Ross. You saw Perry and Dallas both take care of business in the finals as well. You got it done. Obviously, you guys aren't going to get that regional title like you guys wanted, but team-wise, individually, you guys that came here to wrestle tough and get it done, you guys have got it done. You look great out there. What's the mindset over the next 2 weeks?
Grind and get better.
Yep. So
Just keep getting better.
Yep, I see you come out. You wrestle everybody tough. You've had state place finishes the last couple years. Obviously, you want a state title. That's the ultimate goal right now. They got you ranked third in the state, behind a couple kids. What do you think that you have to do differently when you get down to Huntington this year?
Just keep scoring points, keep the motor running.
That's what I've noticed out of a lot of you guys at Spring Mills this year is that it's not that hanging back, taking it when it comes. You guys are first whistle, looking to score the whole time. If you get a takedown and you're not getting a quick turn, I see you guys cutting a lot of people going right back to takedowns. I saw Perry's kind of adopted kind of a Bassett style. How many points can I score a period? You're out there